Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Market Share, the short weekly segment brought to you by MKR, where we bring you all the noteworthy news and updates surrounding digital media and the world today. I'm your host Genevieve. Let's jump right in. First up, let's talk about TikTok and the advice they recently released on how to make your ads work harder. We've talked best practices before, but let's dive a little deeper today. To drive conversions, TikTok suggests that you shoot in high resolution, which seems like a no-brainer. But if you don't have good quality footage, that could reflect heavily on your brand. It's been found that 720p resolution or higher saw a 312% lift in conversions, so just keep that in mind. You should go full screen for full effect. This means shooting in 9:16, which has seen a 91% lift in conversion. You also shouldn't beat around the bush because you want to see the viewer take action. CTAs have shown to provide 152% lift. Lastly, for our universal best practices, keep it short and sweet. Ads that are between 21 and 34 seconds have received a 280% lift in conversion. Now for some industry-specific tips. For e-commerce, mixing it up with multiple scenes in one video, including text or a CTA, and having a voiceover and an offer have shown to really boost ads to the next level. Now for gaming, you want more action, more fun, more engagement, and you want to make sure you're leading with text, preferably within the first 7 seconds of the video. And of course, as always, use your authentic voice through TikTok and make sure you start now rather than waiting to make it a New Year's resolution. Next up, let's talk about LinkedIn and Gen Z, not usually a pairing you hear about. So how do Gen Zers feel about LinkedIn? First of all, they think it's trustworthy. They feel safe posting on the platform, and they believe the content is actually relevant for them. They think the business-related content is beneficial and are interested in following more organizations who post this valuable content. LinkedIn is Gen Z's preferred platform for all things networking, from researching to making new contacts to reading new stories to finding products to purchase. Gen Zers are highly focused on their careers and industries and are even more focused on their career and industry on LinkedIn compared to their peers. Not surprisingly, they like to stay up to date with the trends on the platform, which leads them to follow lots of large tech brands and business publishers. With Gen Z engagement at a higher rate than ever, it's important to know the kind of content that resonates with them. In North America, Gen Zers are focused on employee well-being, future job outlook, and social causes. In Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, common themes are COVID news, career development, and business. In Latin America, popular articles usually focus on mental health, technical training, and social causes as well. And finally, in the Asia Pacific, the Gen Z audience engages most with the workplace trends and supplemental learning topics. Gen Z is the fastest growing demographic on LinkedIn, so next time you post, think about how you can reach this audience that's needed for long-term growth. Now let's talk about 8 questions your website visitors want answered within the first 10 seconds. Although this is focused on websites, it can actually be a good starting point for any media that you put out into the world. First, what are you selling? This should be abundantly clear. Second, why should they care? How will it improve their lives? Third, what's the cost? Don't make them do a scavenger hunt for it. Fourth, what differentiates your brand from others? Why do they need you? Fifth, can I navigate your site with ease? Let's just remember your average online shopper has the attention span of a gnat. Sixth, who else is using it? Consumers need validation before purchasing. Seventh, can I trust you? As you probably know, shoppers have a healthy level of skepticism these days. Eighth and final, how can I contact you? Please make sure it's not all the way down under the fold. Now go off and take these 8 tips as guidelines for how to make your website and other media more effective. Last up today, we have an exciting story about ad market growth. 3 new industry reports predict a crazy strong advertising market heading into 2022 that will build upon the pandemic rebound. One firm recorded its highest growth rate ever for the international advertising market. All forms of media spending went up 22% year over year to reach $710 billion. Global digital ad sales, so search, social, video, banners, and audio, increased 31% year over year to $442 billion, which now accounts for 62% of the worldwide ad sales. The US ad market grew 25% year over year, and in 2022, they will reach market value of $320 billion. So while taking in all of these numbers, it's really important to consider whether this growth in ad spending will make you want to compete now in the sea of holiday advertising or make you want to roll the dice in 2022 as the market continues to grow. I suggest you come up with a plan as we move closer to the end of the year. That's all for this week's Market Share. I'm your host, Genevieve, and I'll see you all next week.